And there's even Spurs fans, dare I say it, that have been getting onto Sonny. Son's finished. Why is he still starting for us? Even though he scored a hat-trick, he's been poor. And I'm like, is this the same guy? Son's movement off the ball is exceptional. And the way he got across those first, the three defenders for his first goal and that finish, not many players in world football can do that. Again, the second goal, Maddison waited past, brilliant. Son didn't, kept his composure, his coolness, slotted the ball away. Son's a fantastic player, man. And we're lucky to have him. He's brilliant. And he's not someone that you typically say is a captain material, but the way I'm seeing him, how he leads the troops, how he brings everyone together, just the love that he has for everyone, and how even, obviously, we saw what he did when R9 did what he did last week. And then today, the way he just obviously, when he went off and he gave the captain armband to Romero, and basically, just how he brings everyone together. He's a fantastic player.
I think Son down the middle again is proven. I think there's going to be there's things this season is going to be proven is that in some games, like you could argue Sheffield United, you can't drop the bloke because he just scored hat-trick against Burnley. But against Sheffield United, you probably need somebody else who's backing in, who's smashing up defenders because they've got a low block. But games like today, against Liverpool as well, against Man City, Burnley, because we've seen this massive space in behind, and Son thrives on that. Son's one of these players that has evolved from, I think Frank said this probably 6-7 months ago, to be fair, but he thrives on, he's evolved from being a left winger to somebody who's one of the best finishers in the league. Like, who else can finish? Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, obviously, when he was here with us, but in the Premier League, Mo Salah. Son's right up there with finishes left foot, right foot, knows where the goal is. So for him to be putting up number 9, he's stuck another 2 goals in the back of the net today. So, it's very, very encouraging to see that team, and you're not worried. You're not worried anymore. Like, if Emerson Royale was there today, you're not worried. Coming into the side, if Solomon started and Johnson didn't, you're not worried. I know Perisic has just had a massive injury, but if Perisic is coming on, you're not worried. You're not worried. There is a drop-off, and I think, that's to answer one of the listeners' questions, what are our weaknesses? That's probably one of our weaknesses is if we drop off. But you've got to also look positive. So we've got Bentancur to come back in that starting lineup, Rick. Well, where's he going? I mean, you talk about Sarr. Bentancur's going to come in that midfield three. We're going to have Bentancur, Maddison, and Basuma. I mean, are you joking me? This is. I'm getting carried away. I nearly said it. I nearly said the title word there. I nearly did.
I do agree with what. Yeah, I mean, I want to.
Not worried.
No, he's already got 5 goals this season. We're only 6 games in, so it just goes to show the caliber or quality of Son when he's on form. And if you play him in a high line against teams that will push up, if you play him against a high line, so your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your teams that will come and play us, Sonny is a killer. And one-on-one, like that chance that fell to Gabriel Jesus, if that's Son, he's scoring that all day long. And that's the difference. And I just can't believe it. All week I've been battling. I had Arsenal fans telling me that Gabriel Jesus starts in front of Son. When you do your combined 11s.
No one said that. No one
They did.
That.
I promise you, there were fans saying that Gabriel Jesus starts in front of Son. Son is finished. Son is washed. Look at Son last year. I was like, wow, okay. And I was so glad he got 2 goals today. And the difference in the ability, you saw it clear, is chalk and cheese. Sonny scores his big chances. Gabriel Jesus doesn't. And Son was great today as well. He was in the mix. He was doing different things. His movement, as I've always said, is exceptional. That guy is a brilliant player. And if Liverpool do what they do, because they're going to come and try and play, Son on the high line, if Maddison, touch wood, I hope he's fit, Maddison threading in passes to Sonny, we can have a good week next Saturday, because Son one-on-one is clinical. Even last year when we tried to get back into that game, it was Kane, Son and Lwosxì성mo that scored, and Richarlison, wasn't it? When you give Son chances against big teams, he's going to take them. But going back to your question, it was deserved. I thought it was brilliant. And when we scored that goal, the whole of the Emirates just went silent. All you could hear was our fans. And it was great. And then, and what I loved as well, because Gary Neville got so carried away, you heard him say, ooh, he was like screaming and he was celebrating with us. I was like, wow, Gary, calm down. Like, you're meant to be neutral. But Gary, other than his slander on Romero, which I didn't think was that fair, and I think he kind of went overboard with Udogie. He was good. He was a good commentator and he was quite fair and he was giving us our props. I think he was being a bit too harsh on Udogie, considering he had a good game and he grew into it. And again, I think he was a bit harsh with Romero for that goal, because Romero has to go for that. There's no way he can leave it as a defender. But you know, obviously it went in, own goal. It looks a bit comical, but there's not much he could do in that situation.
It's 2-2. It's Son again. Spurs take little time. They sweep up the pitch. Maddison takes the ball off Jorginho, who initially had all the time in the world to decide what he wanted to do with it. He ran on, passed it to Son, who calmly fired home. For Sonny now, he's already halfway to last season's goal tally of 10 in the Premier League. It's 150 for him in Lily White, that golden boot. It does feel that captaincy role is massively inspiring him. And I think to prove it down the middle, again, I'll say this, a top team in Arsenal away from home to go and brag a brace. Does that give you the confidence, Frank, playing down the middle? He can do that on a frequent basis?
Well, I think I was perhaps one of the guilty party last season who was quite critical of Son. And I think Pat's right. Against the high line, and we've discussed this many times, you can't play a high line against Son. He's a cheat code against the high line because he's got that clever movement. I mean, the movement for the first goal, although that's not a good example of him getting in behind, was unbelievable, by the way. But yeah, the pace that we broke at, Maddison does so well. And when teams do gamble a bit, Son will score goals. He does struggle against the low block. We know that. His game isn't back to goal. His hold-up play isn't the best. His link-up play is good, but his finishing's world class. His finishing is unbelievable off both feet. I can't remember a player who's that capable off both feet. Can bend balls in the top corner with his left foot as comfortably as he can with his right. But yeah, the teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, the big teams, the reason he seems to, and Manchester City, the reason he scores in those games is because they do come out and play football. But yeah, it was great to hit back that quickly. Again, character, mentality, being on the front foot. I think last season, obviously, with the injury that we now know that he had, with what was happening behind the scenes, he had a World Cup as well thrown into the mix with the injury. So he had lots of problems, but class is permanent. He suits that role in this team, certainly, because we don't play it long. We don't try and hit the number 9 that often, do we? Vicario very rarely goes long, only if he absolutely has to. When we go long, we never win it anyway. So we always try and play through teams. And yeah, brilliant, inspiring decision to make him captain.